Hello and welcome. You're watching Today in Parliament with me, Aishwarya Kapoor. These are the headlines. Triple Talaq and Citizenship Amendment Bill slated for consideration and passing in Rajya Sabha. Both the bills will lapse if not passed today. Government likely to table CAG report on capital acquisition in the Indian Air Force. Upper House also scheduled to continue discussion on motion of thanks to President's address and general discussion on interim budget. In the Lok Sabha, bills against Ponzi schemes and child sexual abuse slated for consideration and passing. House passed a finance bill yesterday by a voice vote. On the last day of the budget session today, a number of bills are slated for introduction, consideration and passing. Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad will move the Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Bill 2018 or the Anti-Triple Talaq Bill in Rajya Sabha today. The bill criminalizes the practice of instant triple talaq with a provision of 3 years imprisonment to the husband. It was passed in the Lok Sabha on 27th of December last year with 245 votes in favour and 11 against the bill. However, the triple talaq ordinance was re-promulgated in January this year as the bill could not be passed in the Rajya Sabha where the government lacks majority. The opposition parties want the bill to be sent to the Select Committee of Parliament for further vetting, a demand rejected by the centre. Home Minister Rajnath Singh will also move the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2019 to further amend the Citizenship Act 1955. The bill seeks to amend the Citizenship Act 1955 to make illegal Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jain, Parsis and Christian immigrants who fled from Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan and entered India before 31st of December 2014 eligible for Indian citizenship. The bill was cleared by the Lok Sabha in the winter session. Now both these bills will lapse if Rajya Sabha does not pass them today, which is the last day of the budget session. As per the provision regarding lapse of a bill in the Rajya Sabha, a bill which is passed by Lok Sabha and is pending in Rajya Sabha lapses on the dissolution of Lok Sabha. Also pending in the House is discussion on motion of thanks on the President's address. The motion was moved in the House by BJP MP Bhupendra Yadav last week on Wednesday, and also general discussion on the interim budget 2019. And the government is also likely to table the CAG report on capital acquisition in Indian Air Force in Parliament today. Let's go across to our reporter Akhilesh Suman, who's joining us live from Parliament. Akhilesh, it is the last day of the budget session today, and the centre will move the anti-triple talaq bill and the citizenship bill in Rajya Sabha today. But, also pending in the House is discussion on motion of thanks on the President's address and the general discussion on the interim budget. So it will be very interesting to see how much really will the upper house will be able to squeeze in just one day.
You know that it's a really very difficult situation today because two things are still pending, and that is a constitutional obligation. One is the presidential address, motion of thanks of presidential address, and another is discussing the interim budget and sending it back to the lower house. This is very necessary thing. So I think Rajya Sabha should, and yesterday Ghulam Nabi Azad, the opposition leader, had also appealed the opposition member to do these two things at least, and he had also said that that non-controversial bills should also be passed by sitting for more hours. So it is now today we have to see that how government decide, because yesterday Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs Vijay Goyal had hinted that if required we may also extend the session for a day or two. So the government can extend the session for a day or two, but the question is that if the government assesses that situation will be better, then only it will extend, and in that way it has to have some sort of verbal assurance from the opposition leaders that yes, they are going to do the needful, that is very necessary, at least motion of thanks and interim budget. So it is interesting to see that how House functions today, but given the fact that Trinamool Congress has given notice for discussion of collapse of constitutional institution and also misuse of CBI in both houses of parliament, and they are also demonstrating inside the campus of parliament against the government, and
Yes.
Mamata Banerjee is here in the city, and there is a agenda of some sitting demonstration near the Jantar Mantar. So it's very charged today, and now it is a need of talking between both opposition and the treasury benches, that how they decide to do the do for the day today, and also
Right.
whether there is a need to extend the session for a
Session
day
as
or
well.
two. Yeah, that's
Right. Akhilesh, you stay with us. So we also need to discuss about Lok Sabha. As far as Rajya Sabha is concerned, there are other bills slated for introduction, consideration and passing, and these include the National Institutes of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management Bill 2019 to be introduced by Harsimrat Kaur Badal to provide for instructions and research in food technology, entrepreneurship and management in some food technology institutes in India. Ravi Shankar Prasad will move the Arbitration and Conciliation Amendment Bill 2018 and the New Delhi International Arbitration Centre Bill 2019 for consideration and passing. Prasad will also move the Personal Laws Amendment Bill 2019 to amend the related acts as passed by Lok Sabha for consideration and passing. Ravi Shankar Prasad will also move the Aadhaar and Other Laws Amendment Bill 2019 for consideration and passing. The Consumer Protection Bill 2018 will be moved for consideration and passing by Minister Ram Vilas Paswan to establish authorities for the timely and effective administration and settlement of the consumers' disputes. Finance Minister Piyush Goyal will move the Companies Amendment Bill 2019 for consideration and passing to amend the Companies Act 2013 as passed by Lok Sabha. Finance Minister will also move the Appropriation Vote on Account Bill 2019 and the Appropriation Bill 2019 for consideration and return. Tribal Affairs Minister Jual Oram will also move the Constitution Scheduled Tribes Order 3rd Amendment Bill 2019 for inclusion of certain communities in the list of scheduled tribes in relation to the state of Arunachal Pradesh for consideration and passing. And Union Minister Maneka Gandhi will move the Trafficking of Persons Prevention, Protection and Rehabilitation Bill 2018 to prevent the trafficking of persons for consideration and passing. And some crucial bills are also slated for consideration and passing in the Lok Sabha today. These include the banning of unregulated deposit schemes Bill 2018, which seeks to provide for a comprehensive mechanism to ban the unregulated deposit schemes and to protect the interest of the depositors. The bill will be moved by Finance Minister Piyush Goyal, and earlier this month, remember, the Cabinet had approved proposals to amend this bill, which is aimed at effectively tackling the menace of illicit deposit-taking activities and prevent Ponzi schemes from duping the poor people. Also, Union Minister Maneka Gandhi will move the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Amendment Bill 2019. The bill, also known as the POCSO Bill, seeks to prevent children from the offences of sexual assault, sexual harassment and pornography, and provide for establishment of special courts for the trial of such offences. Let's go back to our colleague Akhilesh Suman from Parliament. Akhilesh, as you were telling us about the big demonstration that the opposition is planning today, but at the same time, as far as Lok Sabha is concerned, Akhilesh, bills against Ponzi schemes and the child sexual abuse are slated for consideration in passing. And, as you were earlier mentioning that the government is also likely to table the CAG report on capital acquisition in the Indian Air Force in Parliament. What is expected to happen in the Lok Sabha today?
Yes, Lok Sabha may have some better time today because Lok Sabha has already passed budget, and also Lok Sabha has passed the motion of thanks. So in that way, Lok Sabha is in comfortable position. But as far as the bills are concerned, the two that you mentioned, the Ponzi scheme and bill against sexual abuse of children, these are very important. And I think parties don't have much problem in passing these two bills. So I think if the government comes with the two bills, maybe that the bills are passed, because Ponzi scheme has become a menace in many parts of the country, and that many states, right from West Bengal to Odisha to Assam, some part of Bihar, even in other northern states and some southern states also have suffered from these Ponzi schemes, where money are being taken from the small depositors and nobody knows that what the money, where the money goes, and then at the end of the day the company becomes defaulter. So, in that situation this is a very important bill, and I hope that even Trinamool Congress may join if there is no disruption, because one of the worst sufferers in West Bengal. Even
Right.
though there had been political confrontation in West Bengal over how to tackle this menace,
Right.
and CBI inquiry is also there, so I think they should also be sensitive. But given the fact that Trinamool Congress has given a notice to discuss about CBI and also about constitutional institution, it will be interesting to see that whether the House is getting disrupted or whether Treasury and opposition benches want to discuss some of the issues that are listed in the business today. So, let us keep the fingers crossed, Aishwarya.
Absolutely. We have been keeping fingers crossed throughout the session, and it is the last day of the budget session. We are hoping that both the houses will function smoothly so that all of the discussions as well as important legislations are taken up in both the houses. Thank you so much, Akhilesh, for all those updates there from Parliament. Thank you so much. And with that, we wrap up this edition of Today in Parliament. Do stay tuned. The proceedings of the Upper House are going to commence at 11 a.m. Thanks for watching.